Ever since the introduction of Kashin Koji's ability, well, Shiba's ability, 10 Directions. Directions gives the user the power to see every possible outcome of the future, allowing that user to prepare for every and anything. Any scenario you can think of, you're ready for it, making you the most OP person in the verse. This chapter blew everyone's mind, especially us finding out Kashin Koji having this ability and assisting Boruto changed the perspective of the fandom when it came to a particular statement that took place in chapter 1 of Boruto Next Generations. The statement went viral on every social media platform like TikTok, Twitter, and even Facebook. Thanks to chapter 23 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, this statement holds even more weight. If you're wondering what this statement is, let's take a trip down memory lane. Chapter 1 of Boruto Next Generation. After seeing what Kawaki did to the Leaf Village, Boruto asked a very important question. Was this the only possible outcome? This very statement is the statement that went viral all over social media, and I'm going to explain. But before we start this video, go ahead and leave a like on the video so we can beat the algorithm and continue to build this channel. And if you want to continue to support this channel's growth, go ahead and subscribe. Now that that is out of the way, it's theory time. Kashin Koji knowing all the possible futures, Boruto making the statement, was this the only possible outcome, blew our minds because we suspected that Boruto already knew there was a possibility of Kawaki destroying the Leaf Village. Though the fandom was right, Boruto does know Kawaki was going to destroy the Leaf Village. It wasn't because of that chapter when we first found out about 10 Directions. It actually happened in chapter 23 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Bonds and love between two brothers completely altered the timeline that Kashin Koji first saw when he used 10 Directions after losing to Ishiki. In chapter 23, while Kashin Koji was having a panic attack, watching the worst possible outcome happening right before his eyes, he gave Boruto warning after warning. You are no match for the powerhouse. Kashin Koji thought everything was lost, but right at that very moment, he awakened his 10 Direction ability once more. At this very moment, a lot of events take place, and we see the future of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. End of Kashin Koji using his ability, he comes to the conclusion that because Boruto went and talked to Kawaki and let him know about the future, that Boruto altered all the events that Kashin Koji originally saw when he first used 10 Directions. At this very moment, he saw a brand new set of possible futures, and in that moment, he also saw Boruto versus Kawaki at the beginning of Boruto Next Generations. One of the events that Kashin Koji saw, we see Jura holding his eye. Jura was holding his eye because Kawaki had entered the battle in chapter 23, poking him from the back. Pause. Originally, Kashin Koji never saw a future where Kawaki was able to get his limiters taken off. Showed us that Kashin Koji never had the chance to factor in full power Kawaki entering the battle, the future against the God Tree clones. See, originally, the only people that Kashin Koji factored in was Boruto, Ida, and Sarada MS ability. One conversation has now created a brand new future. And I can't blame Kashin Koji. He saw so many timelines where Kawaki died that he probably lost all faith in them. Like, I believe it. If we understand Kashin Koji's new timeline, he knows that Momoshiki is going to come into the battle. If he saw the Jogan being awakened in this timeline, but if he saw the first chapter of Boruto Next Generations, then I'm pretty sure he knows that Boruto is going to awaken a brand new dojutsu that's going to help him in the future. But this is a full circle moment back to that statement that Boruto made. So now let's understand, after Boruto arrived with his Jogan, aka Shiba's ability, we know that he's going to go and talk to Kashin Koji. Kashin Koji is going to inform Boruto about Kawaki turning evil, or he's going to tell Ida that Kawaki is going to turn evil. Either way, this information is going to be relayed to Boruto. This is going to be a conflict of interest for Boruto because he honestly believes Kawaki only wants to kill the Otsutsuki clan members, but in the future, Kawaki destroyed the whole shinobi world, saying it's the end. This is a completely different character compared to the Kawaki we've been following throughout the series. Why would Kawaki, the person that's obsessed with Lord 7 and wants to back up Lord 7's dream of having a perfect world and making sure Lord 7 is safe, destroyed the world that Lord 7 created with his hard work? That same safe space that Naruto created was the reason why Kawaki was even able to open up, fight through his trauma, and even defeat Ishii. Dream World is the only world where Kawaki wants to live, and Kawaki will protect that dream, that world, at any cost. That's why he sealed Lord 7th and his wife, so he can go ahead and take care of Boruto all by himself, freeing Naruto from the burden. The one, Kawaki's a completely different character. If you compare chapter 1 Kawaki to the Kawaki we know now, he seems very enlightened. He had his own Gojo moment. You know, when Toji thought he killed Gojo and Gojo came back and he just felt amazing. I feel like Kawaki's gonna have his own scenario just like that after he consumes the Thorn Soul Ball Jura. Back to my main point. Boruto knows that Kawaki is going to completely change, and Boruto is going to try everything in his power to prevent Kawaki to walk down this path of destroying the Leaf Village. The Leaf Village is home to all his friends and loved ones, Konohamaru, Shikamaru, Inojin, Shikadai, Hima, Sarada. It's also the home of his parents. Boruto is going to actively work to drill some sense into Kawaki before Kawaki walks down this dark path. So of course, Boruto, knowing that he's able to alter the timelines through his sheer bonds and love, he's going to try everything in his power to make sure Kawaki doesn't walk down this path, right? And in that process, he's going to make attempt after attempt to save Kawaki from this impending doom. But after all his effort and everything he tries in the next coming chapters, Kawaki still falls to the darkness and destroys the Leaf Village. Boruto to accept that this was the only possible outcome. Boruto knew since the beginning of the series the only way he can get through to Kawaki is by beating sense into them. This is a common theme between brothers. We love to fight with our older siblings because most of the time we're stubborn, and sometimes when you deal with a stubborn person, the only way you can get through to them is with force. Talking is never going to work, and that's a constant theme between Kawaki and Boruto. They always have to fight, like when Kawaki attacked Sarada, that infamous scene when they were both peeing and they made fun of each other and they just started fighting right away. Remember when Boruto was talking to Shikamaru, he straight up told Shikamaru he doesn't have any ill feelings towards Kawaki and everything Kawaki has done to his life. He just needs to beat some sense into him. He still views Kawaki as his brother. He still views Kawaki as redeemable. It's like how Naruto saw through Sasuke's pain, and deep inside he knew he could save Sasuke. Boruto feels the same way with Kawaki. Naruto wants to do something very different when it comes to the Naruto franchise. I think it's important that Kawaki gets to a point that he's irredeemable. Like, that's the path that we're slowly walking down. Boruto accepting that everything he fought for is now destroyed by his so-called brother, his loved one. A point where even Sasuke wasn't able to make it to because Naruto stopped him. You remember Sasuke wanted to assassinate the 5 Kage. Had Sasuke done that or achieved his goal, I don't think Naruto would be able to fight him on the level that he did in Final Valley. Naruto was fighting to save him, not to defeat him. That's the difference. Kawaki actually destroys the Leaf Village. So when Boruto takes that deep breath and says, was this the only possible outcome? I think Boruto was accepting that Kawaki is no longer able to be saved, and he has to fight with his true power to make sure he's able to save his loved ones. Because if he allows Kawaki to continue to fight, he will continue to destroy everything that his father created. The 10 Directions ability has so many layers to the writing of the Boruto series. But that's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm out.